Hi everyone! Hello there, it's Alyssa here in my home. I'm recording this a little bit early, so I'm sorry we don't have a live chat tonight. But we're getting some work done on the house, so before I have to move everything around, I figured I would record this so I can get you all the information on this week's new books and also so I can tell you about what I've been reading this week. And I hope that even though this isn't live this week, you still comment below and let me know what you have been reading. I always love to know what you've been reading. And if you see any books in this video that you're excited about, let me know. I love to know. Or, as always, I also say let me know if you're reading something you don't like it. Because it's so funny when we have people come to the library or call us or whatever it is, and they're like, "Oh, do you know what's good?" And I can always say like, "Oh yeah, I've heard things that are good," but sometimes somebody will be like, "Oh, have you heard anything about this book?" And sometimes I will hear from somebody that they didn't like a book, so I'm like, "Oh, I heard." Mostly what I have to go off of is the professional reviews that I read. So the more that I hear from all of you, all of our wonderful friends who are taking books out from us and borrowing books and sharing with us. The more I hear from you, the easier it is for me to recommend or not recommend books to certain people depending on the person. Everyone's got different tastes, but you know, uh, just love to hear from you. So let me know what you're reading. All right, so this week I finally read The One and Only Bob. Finally read The One and Only Bob. I loved it. It's totally different from The One and Only Ivan. It's a very different mood, but I think that speaks to the fact that Catherine Applegate has created very different characters. When you read The One and Only Ivan, it's very slow and cerebral and poetic and deep and thoughtful. And when you read The One and Only Bob, it's a lot like Bob. It's fast and it's catchy and it's informal and it makes you smile, but there's also a lot in here. When I was reading it, I kept taking pictures of some of the pages and sending it to my friends, and I was like hashtag feelings. Because Bob is this cute scrappy dog who literally just got like tossed out by the people who I guess I don't really want to own, call them his owners because they didn't really own him. They were strays, but they fed them at least. They literally just got tossed out, and he just talks all the time about trusting people and trusting others, and it's very poignant. And I think that for younger kids and our middle grade group who will be reading this, and our younger teens and anybody, like even adults, you can definitely relate to some of the ideas about just trust and humanity and being good and being kind and sticking up for yourself. That's just like one of the most important things is sticking up for yourself, right? And I love to see how Bob sticks up for himself. And as much as he wants to trust people and his friends and everybody around him, he knows that the most important person that he has to take care of first is himself. And but it's also just so sweet that when he's confident in himself, there's a big event that happens in this book, and he is so confident in himself in the way that he's raised himself and how he's taken care of himself and become so confident that he's grown into a dog who knows that now I can help other animals. He needs to help other animals, and it's just such like a great lesson about growing and being yourself and learning who you are. That once you have taken care of yourself and you know who you are, you can confidently go out there and do the good that needs to be done in the world. And it's just so sweet. And I just love Catherine Applegate. I mean, people can be like, "Oh, Catherine Applegate," and I will just start gushing for a really long time. Everybody knows that. My professors in library school know that. Most of the patrons know that. I think I mentioned Catherine Applegate on here at least once a month. I've met her before, and I just think that her writing is so meaningful. So I'm glad that I finally got the chance. It came out in May. I'm glad that I finally got the chance to sit down and read it. And I know I have two really wonderful students that we used to do a homeschool book club with who I know are waiting to read it. So hopefully I can get in touch with them. Um, you know, we're going to be indoors more in the winter. And you know, now that now that everybody's not going to be wanting to be outside in this chilly weather, and it just keeps getting colder, might be a good time to start up a book club again with that group of young readers, and we'll get to it because I know they loved The One and Only Ivan. Because of course I made them read The One and Only Ivan. The other book that I'm reading, I'm working on. I have some more teen book reviews that are going up this week. It's this week. On Thursday at 4:30, I'm doing another Teen Reads edition. So I have a bunch of books that I'm going through this week for that video. But the one that I am going through right now, we just got, it is called Body Talk, 37 Voices Explore Our Radical Anatomy. And this is edited by Kelly Jensen, who also edited Don't, in parentheses, Call Me Crazy. And these are just really wonderful anthologies of stories of pop culture icons, celebrities, athletes, authors, many authors that are in the teen room right now, just sharing their experiences with things such as mental illness, body positivity, chronic illness, even just things like puberty and talking to your doctor and loving who you are, and it's really even like for adults, because a lot of them are written by adults. A lot of them are about stories when they were younger, or they're written by like Aly Raisman is really young, so she wrote about her experience doing a photo shoot and how it made her feel about her body and just loving herself. But also, you know, like Tyra Banks wrote a story, and it was about like her adult experience and being spoken to in bad ways about her body, and her like owning her body image and not letting anybody else own that. And but it's like, even for adults, there's like some really affirming stuff in there, because I think we all need to be a lot kinder to ourselves, right? And I think there's so much popular culture right now where people are not kind to themselves, and they're always like, I have to change myself or like improve myself, but you are you, and that's so wonderful. And as long as you are healthy and happy, right, that's all that we can want. And this book even talks about even some health challenges, how you can still claim them and own them, and take care of yourself and be happy and have a positive outlook. And I just love it. What was the other one that there was another one. So there was the Don't Call Me Crazy, and there was Here We Are, Feminism for the Real World, also edited by Kelly Jensen. We have all three, this one too, of these books in the teen room, and they're just really, really amazing groupings of short passages, essays, really wonderful things. In Body Talk, 37 writers, models, actors, musicians, and artists share essays, lists, comics, and illustrations about subjects including size and shape, scoliosis, eating disorders, cancer, sexuality and gender identity, makeup as body armor. Together, they contribute a broad variety of perspectives on what it's like to live in their particular bodies, and how their bodies have helped inform who they are and how they move through the world. Come on in, turn the pages, and join the celebration of our diverse, miraculous, beautiful bodies. And there's just such a really nice movement going on right now that I think is especially important for teens, especially with social media being so toxic. But there's a really nice movement of just like appreciating you and your body and your identity and your being as a whole. And I think this book celebrates that for sure. And I think that's a really nice thing that we need to see more of, as opposed to some very toxic things that are on the internet. And I know the teens are on the internet all the time, and I think a lot of us have been, especially towards like back in like March and April, when we're just staring at screens because we didn't know. And now, thankfully, a lot of us are kind of like, okay, I don't need to stare at screens so much anymore. I have other things to do. But it's just more important than ever to spread positivity rather than toxicity, right? So, and then I have in my bag over here a whole bunch of, I think I have some graphic novels for teens that I want to go through for my video. So, you know, again, as usual, if you're interested in some young adult novels either to recommend if you're a teacher, or a parent or an aunt or a grandparent or a friend or whatever, or if you like young adult reading, I know we have so many fans of young adult and like me, juvenile reading. I read everything. You can check out that video. Again, that's Thursday at 4:30, and I have a whole playlist on here on Facebook and on YouTube. You can look for the playlist. They're labeled as Teen Reads. And it's on our website too if you need help looking for it. I mean, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. We're like, here are our videos, everyone. I try to make it easy for everyone. And if you still need help, just let me know. I'm here. So yes, I'm going to go through my bag of tricks and read a bunch more stuff. Not right now. I'm going to do this video right now and review a bunch of things for Thursday's video. All right, so let's get to this week's new releases. We unboxed a bunch of them in our unboxing video, which is available right now on Instagram and on Facebook. Like I said, it's a little difficult to get them on Facebook, so we won't always be able to get them on Facebook, but we were able to get this week's video to cooperate, so it's shared onto Facebook. So it is, if you scroll back down a little bit, you'll see our latest unboxing video. So we did unbox a bunch of these on the video. I can't show them to you on Libby because, like I said, I am recording this a little early, so they're not on Libby just yet, but they will be. Everybody over in Bucklesland does a really great job of getting everything digital onto Libby and Overdrive for us. They're doing such a great job when the demand is so high right now. It's amazing. But wait, before that, I was like, wait, aside from, well, no, we're done talking about Libby. So aside from that, also Hoopla is bringing their bonus borrows back. I'll show you that since I could definitely show you that right now. Hoopla is bringing their bonus borrows back for the month of November because it's something to be thankful for. So bonus borrows, it was happening a lot in March, April, May. I think maybe they stopped in June, May or June. And it's just one of those things. So, when I go onto my Hoopla and it says you can borrow X number of titles per month, it's different for every town and every library card. If your town has access to Hoopla, and we do. But bonus borrows do not deduct a borrow from your list. So if I start today out with 6 borrows remaining, and it is November 2nd, you should, if you use a lot of Hoopla, you have brand new borrows available to you. And I borrow something from the bonus borrows collection, I'm still going to have 6 left. This is especially great if you're trying to watch a series because they do have TV shows available. So when right now I'm on books, and you see we have the banners at the top. Diary of a Wimpy Kid is on Hoopla. Right now I'm on the audiobooks tab. You can see at the top. Oh my god, there's so many comics on Hoopla. What a great resource for comics. There's a Denise Hunter banner. I'm just showing you how they all scroll through because I think it's great. Diverse narrators, especially in audiobooks. You want that collection. We Are the Weather. Come on, keep going. There's so many banners. That's the thing, is there are so many. Out of This World Romance. If you really don't know what to read, pay attention to these banners at the top of the page. They have some really good collections. They do a great job curating things at Hoopla. This is their Spotlight read. And then look at that bonus borrows. I'm just going to tap on it. You don't have to wait, you can scroll through, but also there is this. I'll show you how to find your bonus borrows. And then just here are all of these bonus borrows. Here are some movies, audiobooks, ebooks. It's just a list. They said it's over 1,000 items. Audiobooks, movies. There's some holiday things on here, some kids things, history, comics. What else is on here? Oh, Around the World in 80 Days is on here. The movie Atlas Shrugged is on here. There's definitely some holiday stuff. There are some comic things. Volume 1 of The Avengers by Jason Aaron. There's some Baby Einstein on here. Language, animals. So that's really good if you have little ones. I know we're probably over having them on screens right now, but if there's something that, you gotta give them some screen time, there's something that's a little better on here, right? What else? Big Nate. There's some Big Nate on here for bonus borrows. What else? Oh, Mary Kay Andrews' Blue Christmas is an ebook on here. Oh, the Buffy comics. That's cool. I don't know what Butterbean's Cafe is. It says it's on Nick Jr., but Volume 1 is on here. If you're a parent, you might know what that is. I don't know what that is. Captain Marvel comics, Captain America comics. But then, so another way that you can find that is, hold on, no. So I'm on this page right here, and where did it just go? Oh, here at the top where it says genres, I can just tap on that, bring up this menu, and bonus borrows is right at the top, along with all of the other categories that are up there. So you can just find your bonus borrows through that. And of course, don't forget to explore. And it's at the top, but now I'm on movies. It's at the top of all of those. So if you go to movies, then only the movie bonus borrowers are going to come up. So yeah, there's tons of stuff there. Very exciting. Bonus borrowers are so exciting. All right, so that's just a really nice thing that Hoopla has available for everybody. And if you have a Township Library card, you have Hoopla. And if you need help using Hoopla or Libby or anything, you know how to find me. My email is on our front page of the website. You can reach out here on Facebook. I'm always here to help, or you can call and ask for me, and I can help you out with that. You can call the library during our business hours. All right, so I have to pull up my other screen on here. You'll probably see the reflection in my glasses of like our back end stuff, the things that we do, where we order our books from and stuff like that, all the secret librarian things. And I have a couple. I'm not going to go through all of this week's new releases as usual. I'm just going to give you a couple of highlights. And I do, like I said, I do think that we've gotten most of these things in hard copy at the library. There's the new Janet Ivanovich, Fortune and Glory, which is part of the Stephanie Plum series. It's Tantalizing 27. Yeah, I don't know why they gave it the title of Fortune and Glory, but also Tantalizing 27. But anyway, I think that's the first one that's like that, because then before that is just the Twisted 26, and it doesn't have a title like that. But whatever it is, it's a brand new entry in the Stephanie Plum series, which I know is so popular. So we have that one. We do have a copy of it at the library. That was in our unboxing. Oh, I opened it up twice. Okay. What else? Jeffrey Archer, Hidden in Plain Sight is brand new. And that is a Detective William Warwick novel. It's the second one in that series. Let's see if I can find a little description. Let's see. William Warwick has been promoted to Detective Sergeant, but his promotion means that he, along with the rest of his team, have been reassigned to the drug squad. They are immediately tasked with apprehending Ahmed Rashidi, a notorious drug dealer who operates his extensive network out of South London. As the investigation progresses, William runs into enemies old and new. Adrian Heath, from his school days, is now a street dealer who convinces him to turn informer. Miles Faulkner, who makes a mistake that could finally see him put behind bars. William and his fiancée Beth enjoy making preparations for their upcoming wedding. I don't know why I wanted to say window. Wedding, though an unpleasant surprise awaits them at the altar. As William's team closes the net around the criminal network like none they have ever faced before, he devises a trap they would never expect, one that is hidden in plain sight. Sorry, sometimes the formatting on these is a little odd because they're not coded. It's all metadata, it's like very library science-y. It's all metadata, and sometimes they're not formatted to go into where they look, so I'm trying to read it and everything's kind of running together and there are strange symbols, but it's fun. It's really fun to look at the metadata. This is like very library science nerdy when you get to like look at the metadata and see like, oh, what size is the book? What are the subject headings? What is, the author? And sometimes there's a contributing author, maybe like a ghostwriter or something. just when you're a librarian, you like data. Most of us do anyway. I do. Um, and every now and then our director, Laura, who you should all know and adore. Laura is amazing. Every now and then she'll ask us for some stats or something. We'll be like, well, of course I put it in a spreadsheet. She's like, yeah, of course you did. Because it's just what I do. We love data. So that is the Jeffrey Archer Hidden in Plain Sight. Anne Perry has a Christmas resolution that comes out. This is just part of the Christmas series of books that Anne Perry has. Detective John Hooper, William Monk's right-hand man at the Thames River Police, is blissfully happy in his new marriage to Celia, the cousin of a victim in one of the River Police's recent murder cases. Celia wants the same happiness for her good friend Clementine, who just announced her engagement to Seth Marlowe, a member of her church. Christmas is nearing, and this should be extra cause for celebration, but when Marlowe begins receiving threatening letters about his first wife's death, it becomes clear that he is far from the devout man Clementine thought he was. In his rage, Marlowe accuses Celia of sending the letters, claiming she wants to ruin his engagement to Clementine. At a loss as to how to defend herself, Celia enlists Hooper to investigate the letters' claims, and what he finds makes her desperate to show Clementine the truth about her soon-to-be husband. But Celia herself has not always been truthful, especially not during the murder trial following her cousin's death. How can she be believed now when she lied on the stand, especially when Marlowe knows that she did and could use it against her? This Yuletide season finds love and faith put to the test, and Celia and Clementine's lives on the line. And this is fun because when we, again, here's more metadata, more data. When we get to look through all of the books when we're ordering them on this interface that we have, subjects: police, England, London, fiction; criminal investigation, fiction; marriage, fiction; Christmas stories, historical fiction, mystery fiction; and the general subjects, which is what you see when I show you on Libby when you scroll down to the bottom, is mystery, suspense, and historical. That's fun. I love that kind of stuff. So that's another brand new Anne Perry, A Christmas Resolution. Let's see, what else have we got? John Connolly, The Dirty South. That is a thriller, fiction thriller, suspense. A prequel that goes back to the very beginning of private investigator Charlie Parker's astonishing career with his first terrifying case. That's the only description that's on here right now. Oh, Charlie Parker gets his own subject heading. Arkansas fiction, mystery fiction, suspense fiction. Private investigators, Southern. I love data. I love subject headings. My goodness, that's why I'm a librarian. But again, that is John Connolly, The Dirty South. What are some of the other Charlie Parker titles? A Book of Bones was the last one, and that came out in paperback in August. Was the hardcover too? Oh, that one's from last year. That's from about a year ago in October. A Book of Bones was the last one. Oh, here's one that I know so many people are excited for. Brand new David Sedaris, The Best of Me. I think that David Sedaris' books are best listened to as audiobooks, though. He narrates them himself. And when you are a humor essayist and a realist, like David Sedaris is, I think nobody can deliver it quite like the original author can, right? She's here. Hey! Yes. We're talking about David Sedaris. Remember when we listened to one of the David Sedaris books at the beginning of quarantine? While we did some puzzles? Yeah. Can't remember which one we listened to. But I mean, they're funny, and I just love the way that he verbalizes things and just his intonation and his humor. And some of it can be very, like, deadpan, and some of it can be just very silly. And hello, my dear. There she is. You see her? There she is. Licorice, is that you? Is that you? Do you see yourself? Is that you? No. You just, okay, she's just gonna try to give me a bath. Yes, that's you! She just woke up from her nap. David Sedaris' best stories and essays spanning his remarkable career as selected by the author himself. For more than 25 years, David Sedaris has been carving out a unique literary space, virtually creating his own genre. A Sedaris story may seem confessional, but it is also highly attuned to the world outside. It opens our eyes to what is absurd and moving about our daily existence, and it is almost impossible to read without laughing. Oh, hello, just clawing her way up here. Hello, look, that's you. She doesn't understand that. She doesn't, get her own reflection or looking at herself. I did once babysit a kitten. It was an orange kitten, so the orange boys can sometimes be a little dopey. Every time he saw himself in the mirror, he would get scared, and then he'd be zooming around the apartment for, half an hour, because he was so startled by his reflection. Yes, that's you! Wow, look at how pretty she is. I'm just boosting her self-esteem. Now, for the first time collected in one volume, the author brings us his funniest and most memorable works. In these stories, Sedaris shops for a rare taxidermy, sounds a lot like Jenny Lawson, hitchhikes with a quadriplegic lady, and spits a lozenge into a fellow traveler's lap. He drowns a mouse in a bucket, struggles to say, give it to me, sorry, the coding is weird, in 5 languages, and hand feeds a carnivorous bird. But if all you expect to find in Sedaris' work is the deft and sharply observed comedy for which he became renowned, you may be surprised to discover that his words bring more warmth than mockery, more fellow feeling than derision. Nowhere is this clearer than in his writing about his loved ones. In these pages, Sedaris explores falling in love and staying together, recognizing his own aging, not in the mirror but in the faces of his siblings, losing one parent and coming to terms at long last with the other. So I believe, I don't know if the audiobook will be available on Libby immediately. Oh, do you have to do that? So now she wants to come lay on the computer. All right. Yes. Oh, there she is. I don't know if the audiobook will be available right away on Libby, and of course sometimes it's just quicker and easier to read the book and imagine some of the humor and the stories in your... She's fighting me. I don't know if you can hear me when she does that. Okay. In your own words, but I just think it's worth waiting for the audiobook. Although I know a lot of us don't have long commutes right now, but I find audiobooks are nice for when I'm doing a puzzle. If we're all still doing a lot of puzzles. I've always done puzzles, even before this, so I enjoy doing puzzles and listening to audiobooks then. You can probably hear her purring. Like I said, I only just realized recently that if she lays across the computer, you can't hear me anymore, and all you can hear, first of all, she's covering the microphone, and second of all, you just hear her purring because she's covering the microphone with her purry body. Yes? You probably hear her purring. Okay. And then the next one that I have, the last one that I'm going to share with you for today, is Miss Benson's Beetle by Rachel Joyce. This one is on a lot of lists right now for Buzzy Books and Librarian picks and publisher picks. Let's see. Beautifully written extraordinary quest in which 2 ordinary overlooked women embark on an unlikely scientific expedition to the South Seas. You may know, I recognize this cover. Rachel Joyce wrote The Music Shop, The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry. This is, yes, big yawns. Female friendship fiction. Fiction historical, general, fiction friendship, fiction women. Let's see what the description is on this one. She's going too far to go it alone. It is 1950. London is still reeling from World War II, and Marjorie Benson, a schoolteacher and spinster, is trying to get through life surviving on scraps. Must be 1950s if you're calling her a spinster. One day, it's definitely not now, right? One day she reaches her breaking point, abandoning her job and small existence to set out on an expedition to the other side of the world in search of her childhood obsession, an insect that may or may not exist, the golden beetle of New Caledonia. When she advertises for an assistant to accompany her, the woman she ends up with is the last person she had in mind. Fun-loving Enid Pretty, in her tight-fitting pink suit and pom-pom sandals, seems to attract trouble wherever she goes. But together, these two British women find themselves drawn into a cross-ocean adventure that exceeds all expectations and delivers something neither of them expected to find: the transformative power of friendship. And apparently it is a hilarious jaunt. So that's the last one that I've got for you for today in terms of new releases. We also have this one. We got it. I believe I showed that off in our unboxing. So yeah, there are some tried and trues and some fun new ones, some series returns, and some new interesting ones that are coming out this week. So take a look on bucklesbccls.org if you're looking for any of these. Thank you. Okay. She's going to sit right back down. Or you can keep checking on Libby and Hoopla. You know, lots of titles go up on Libby and a select few go up on Hoopla. Thank you. I'm getting a bath right now, so I think now is probably a good time to say that's it for me this week. As usual, remember, let me know what you are reading and what you are enjoying yourself this week. I would love to know about it, and if you need any suggestions, give us a call, drop us an email, fill out the book match form, whatever it is, we'd love to hear from you. And happy reading, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your, well, it'll be evening for you, but not yet for me. And I'll see you all soon. All right, everyone, bye.